Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to have you all here with me. And now today's topic, it's a very difficult one, but it's something that we still have to speak to. You know, most people try to ignore it for some reasons, but it's about time we talk to these topics because it's actually getting out of hand. Please stay with me to the end to get the full context of what I am going to talk about. Thank you. So in today's video, we are actually going to talk about those who come to Canada on a visitor's visa but with a dual intent. A dual intent is present when a foreign national who has applied or may apply for a permanent residence in Canada also applies to enter Canada on a temporary period, either as a visitor, student, or a worker. So this person has two intentions, okay, and it is very legitimate. Having a dual intent is very legitimate. I realized that in my previous video that I spoke about deportation, some people had concerns because they thought having a dual intent is something that should not even be in the first place. But I'm getting this information right on the Government of Canada's website, and having a dual intention is not illegal at all. It is very legitimate to have a dual intention. Today's video may not apply to people who are coming to Canada on visitor's visit just for the purpose of visit, but rather those who are coming on a visitor's visit with an intention of having a work visit. Let me give a little background to this. After the COVID era, Canada was hit and it went down economically, and as part of trying to revive its economic status, the Government of Canada permitted people on visitors visa to apply for work within Canada and then change their visitor's visa into a work permit. Okay, so before this period, you could only apply for a work permit outside Canada. But after the COVID, this change was made where visitors within Canada already can apply for a work permit. So when this change was made, so many travel agents jumped to this information and started abusing it. They exaggerated the issue. They made it look like it is so simple to change a visit visa to a work permit in Canada without breaking it down for people to really understand what goes into changing a visitor's visa to a work permit. You can't even just change your permit from a visit visa to a work permit. You first need to apply for work, not just any work, a work that has an LMIA. An LMIA is Labor Market Impact Assessment. Now, this is what that means. It means that the employer needs to prove to the government that they are not getting anyone within Canada who is either a native or has a work permit already, who is willing and or able to take the job they are given to the visitor. Let me take that again. LMIA simply means that the employer who is employing you, the visitor, needs to prove to government that the work they are given to you, they have advertised for a period of time, and they have not gotten anyone who is a native of Canada or already has a work permit ready and willing to take that job, and that is why they are giving the job to you, a visitor. Now assess this very well and see how easy or difficult you think this would be. Currently, with the unemployment status rising in Canada, how many jobs do you think are here that employers are not getting natives or people who already have work permit to do? That may be the biggest mistake you are making in your life. The worst part is how these agents try to trivialize and make it look as simple as you need to put in no effort at all. No. About 19 out of 20 people who have these intentions are not able to change their visitor's visa to a work permit. That is the reality. LMIA is there to protect the natives of the country. It is there to protect. Every country has a role or a duty to protect its citizens. The citizens in the country cannot be unemployed whilst employers hire foreign nationals or even people on visit visas. If that continues to happen, it will cause a situation called xenophobia. And we do not want to get there. Okay, we have seen issues of xenophobic attack in some countries in the past. And Canada is trying so hard not to get there. That is why the LMIA is there. And to think of it, that is what every country does to protect its nationals. So the visitors or foreigners cannot be given work to the expense of nationals or people who have the legal required documents to work in Canada. So before you take your visitor's visa to Canada with this intention, you have to be really strategic and plan, because it is not easy. Changing your visit visa to a work visa is not easy. The truth is, not everyone has what it takes to go through this process. You have to be somebody who is a go-getter. And you don't even wait to get here before you plan on the actions you are going to take. You have to know what you want to do right before you set off from your home country. The number one thing you should do is to make sure you do not even resign from your work in your home country because of this intention. Do not resign from your work. You would be better off taking a leave of absence rather than resigning from your work, so that when you come and it doesn't work out, you are able to go back in order not to ruin your travel history. So, Edwina, what are you saying? Are you saying that it is not possible to change a visitor's visa to a work permit? No, that is not what I am saying. What I am saying is that it is not as easy as the agents make it seem. Mind you, they are working for money. They just get their money, give you the visitor's visa, and leave you to your fate. It is very sad to see people coming in with visitor's visa with no relatives at all in Canada. They get out of the airport and you see they are hit with reality. There are instances of people who walk out of the airport and are hit with this reality and they start crying. Yes, because they do not know where to pass. Okay, they don't even know they don't have any information. They don't know anyone. They just came because the agent told them that, don't worry, once you get there, you can easily do it. That is not the case. That is not the case at all. Before you take this move, you would want to sit down and plan, have a strategic plan. In fact, not just one plan, you should have a plan A and a plan B. It is not as easy as the agents want it to seem. This is the hard truth. Edwina is not against you coming to Canada. Edwina wants to give you the true information so that you come well equipped and adequately prepared. This move is not for the faint-hearted. If you are not a go-getter, don't even try it. This move is for people who will not stop till they get what they want. And it helps when you have a plan before you land. Mind you, your visitor's visa gives you 6 months to stay, after which you become an illegal immigrant and you don't even want to get there. So everything needs to be within the 6 months that you have to stay. So you have to be very calculative because you do not want to miss a single day without working on the reason why you came. That is why you need to plan before you come. It is easier for you if you have somebody who is going to host you. So you need to get someone before you come, because landlords in Canada will not even rent to you when you have a visitor's visa. They will not rent to you. You have to either be sleeping in hotels or Airbnb, and that is expensive. For you to survive for just 1 month in hotels and Airbnbs in Canada, you might have finished all the money you came with. So it is very prudent that you try to connect to somebody who will be willing to host you till you succeed on this journey of changing your visitor's visa to a work permit. Secondly, you should know that places with these works that nationals or people with work permits may not be willing or able to do may not be in the big cities or towns. You have to be ready to go anywhere. You should be looking at places with small populations and the northern part, which is unfortunately cold. But yes, you are more able to get this there than to live in places like Toronto. And all this should be part of the plan. If you are looking for an LMIA job and you hope to get it within 6 months, your attention should not be in Toronto. You should be looking at places where most people are not interested in going or staying. That should be your focus. You should try to build connections. So if you have this plan and you go about not talking to anyone, you may not succeed in doing this. You have to be consciously building connections. You need to consciously connect to the right people. And these people include immigration consultants or recruiters. Mind you, they will even charge you for consultation. And some of these people are also even trying to take advantage of the system and the crisis people find themselves in. So there's a lot of money involved in this process, and you have to know. When you know, it helps you to prepare. So coming without money should not even be an option. If you are traveling to Canada on a visitor's visa and you do not have family here who are going to host you, you do not know anyone here, what do you think your situation is going to be like? What do you think your situation is going to be like? If you do not take care, the only option you will tend to is to seek asylum. That is also an option. But mind you, seeking asylum is a legal process. And everything you say is going to be investigated, and your case is going to be handled. At the end of the term, if your case does not pass through, you are sent back to your home country. The process can take long. Some take up to 5 years and beyond. But trust me, at the end of the process, you would be sent back. You need to have a legitimate claim before you seek asylum. Seeking asylum should never be seen as just one of the ways of relocating. You seek asylum when you have legitimate claims. These legitimate claims may include, but is not limited to, political crisis. Okay, when there is political crisis in your home country and you are not safe. When there are cultural practices that undermine your basic human rights. Religious persecutions. The reason why you may consider seeking asylum is when you are persecuted because of your sexual orientation. If you do not have a legitimate reason, you shouldn't even be looking at considering seeking asylum. You know, recently, number of people who are seeking asylum in Canada has increased so much that shelter is even becoming a problem. You might have heard of the Nigerian guy who died because he had to sleep outside. And there was also an instance where a Kenyan lady died just about 6 days of coming to Canada because she also had to sleep outside. Do not hate me because I am telling you the truth. It is better you know the truth and then you prepare adequately. It is better you know the situation on the ground so that you are adequately prepared. When you are informed, it helps you to prepare. So, what is the way forward? Yes, the way forward is to have a plan and a strategy right before you take off from your home country, because you are working within a limited time, which is 6 months. If your aim is to get an LMIA job, it's not applying one job in a day. People who succeed at this apply to hundreds of jobs every day. That is why I said you should be a goal-getter. You should have some level of aggression to succeed this route. I'm not talking about negative aggression. I am talking about positive aggression. Okay, you should be a goal-getter. You should not be easily discouraged to make it on this journey of changing a visitor's visa to a work permit, because it is not for the faint-hearted. It is not for everybody. It is not anyone who can do this. So know this and know peace. So, having a plan, being strategic about where you want to stay and all that, and getting someone to host you for that period, because you would spend so much on accommodation if you don't have anyone to host you. If all that does not work and you are not able to get an LMIA job, what is your plan B? Possible options is to go back to your home country. Mind you, I told you that if you are embarking on this route, it is not prudent to resign from your job. It is good to go back to your home country so that you do not ruin your travel history and become an illegal immigrant. It is prudent to not resign so that you can go back. Now, after studying the terrain, you can go back and come again at another time. Okay? The next option is you might want to look at school. Trying to get application into school within Canada. And you cannot do that if you do not have money. So, in all of this, money plays a very vital role. There may be options, but those options may not be accessible by you if you do not have money. It is important that you have money before you take this move. I hope this video is going to help someone out there to make the right decision. I am not against anyone coming. I just want you to know what lies on the ground and then come prepared. Okay? Come prepared. When you know what lies ahead of you, it helps you in planning and strategizing, and you know what lies ahead. It doesn't hit you. Okay? Many people are depressed because what they met is way beyond what they ever expected. Many people are having mental issues here because they were hit with reality and they could not contain it. You do not want to find yourself in such a situation. Subscribe and like, leave a comment if you love to hear the truth, because I will give you the truth and nothing but the truth. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Bye.